The Haftarah from Parshat Balak comes from the prophet Micha. And the Talmud tells us at the end of Tractate Makot that there were different people, different biblical characters who throughout history tried to summarize all of the 613 mitzvot into several concepts and phrases. And the prophet Micha was able to summarize all of the 613 commandments into 3 principles. And he said as follows: what does God ask you? Ma Hashem doresh memach. What does God demand from you? Ki'im asot mishpat. It is to do justice. V'avat chesed, and to love kindness. V'hatznaya lechad im Hashem elokecha, and to walk humbly with Hashem your God. He mentions 3 things. Asot mishpat, do justice. You cannot live in a society, in a civilization, where there is no justice, where there is anarchy, where the rule of the jungle applies, that the big fish eats the little fish, and might is right. There has to be justice. And that justice cannot take into account any type of station in life, whether a person is poor, whether a person is wealthy. There has to do justice. Ki'im asot mishpat. You must do justice, and justice must be seen to be done. But then he says, va'avat chesed. You should love kindness. Because you cannot just have a society, as Rashi explains at the beginning of the Torah. You cannot just have a world that's based on strict justice. That would be a terrible place to live. There has to be kindness. There has to be care for other people. If you have a lot, share it with others. And in fact, the Chofetz Chaim points out that in reference to kindness, he uses the verb ahavat chesed. You have to have a love for kindness. In the same way that you love for your children and you look for opportunities to help them and to assist them, so too when it comes to do kindness. Kindness can be visiting the sick. It can be going to a funeral. It can be dancing at a wedding in front of a bride and a groom. There are many different aspects, but we have to inculcate ahavat chesed, a love of kindness. And lastly, he says, everything that you do, you serve God, should be done with modesty. And the Talmud says, even a funeral and a wedding. Why does it give those 2 examples? Because those are mitzvot that are done in public. A funeral, you have many people who come to a funeral. The opposite is a wedding. You have many people who come to a wedding. Those are mitzvot that are done in public anyway. And even so, the Torah says, do it in a humble, modest way. Unfortunately, often in religion, it's about one-upmanship, where people do things, they show their piety in public. I am frumer, I'm more religious than you. I keep a stricter form of kashrut than you. My tefillin are bigger than yours, whatever it may be. Here the Torah says that the way to do things in life is Tzneya lechet im Hashem elokecha. As Rashi points out in his commentary to the Torah, the first tablets of the 10 Commandments were given in an enormous spectacle with thunder and lightning, and everybody was there. But ultimately they were destroyed by Moshe when he broke them and he saw the golden calf. But the second set of tablets, which endured, which are still there, hidden away in the ark somewhere, they're still there. Why? Because they were given in a private ceremony. Ein lecha yafe min hatzniut. There's nothing better than modesty, and to do things in a way which is self-effacing. And therefore the prophet says, do you want to know how to summarize the entire Torah? Do justice, love kindness, and walk humbly with Hashem your God. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.